Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with Lightning Lee McGregor, or the Scottish Mexican, however you want to call him. Have you changed your name yet to the Scottish Mexican, Lee?
No yet, no yet. You're
going to stick with the Lightning then?
Yeah, it's just, I think that's what it is now. It's more although it doesn't really represent my style, it's been like stuck to me since a young age, and I'm known as that, and people like refer to me as that. So as much as like I say, doesn't really represent my style. I just think it's stuck with me now, to be honest. So and it looks good with the logo and on my kit and everything like that. So I think it's going to have to stay there.
Well, you got the Tartan Tornado, you've got Lightning Lee. It's like the weatherman.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
So we can keep that. Anyway, mate, huge fight just announced there. Vincent LeGrand, man. I mean, I looked him up on BoxRec. 32 fights. He's got more knockouts than you do. You have wins. He's vastly more experienced than you. He's older than you. Is this your toughest test to date then? Before that being said,
nothing new there then, is there? Me getting in with someone more experienced than myself, but again, it's a challenge that I accepted without any hesitation. I made that clear from very early on in my career. Even back in the amateur days, I was thrown in the deep end, and my career, sort of like my whole boxing career, including amateurs, has really been like a sort of sink or swim. And so far I'm swimming, and I'm going to keep doing that. This is another step up. Toughest test today, I'm not sure. I think he's untested. I think he needs to be tested, and I think that this fight with myself will ask the questions that people want to see answered. So that's why I think it's an intriguing fight and one I'm excited for.
That was going to be my next question. I looked up, like I said to you, I looked him up, looked at a couple of his fights and stuff like that. He's not really fought somebody with your sort of, where you are. Do you know what I mean? EBU champion, Commonwealth champion, British champion, high 80% knockout ratio. So he hasn't fought somebody as young or as hungry or as good as you yet. So he's probably looking at you as his toughest test today, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely, of course, 100%. He's coming up, I think he was European champion at super flyweight, or flyweight, yeah, the weight below. So he's coming up in weight, and I think this is his toughest challenge, and I'm sure he'll be looking at it that way as well. And when I'm seeing obviously my previous fight, where he's obviously fellow countryman, he knows that it's going to be a tough night, definitely, if that performance is coming again. And I'm hungry. I'm training hard as ever, and I feel like another devastating performance is coming.
That's the thing. Like I said to you before I pushed record here, like it seems like even when I was in Vegas with you for Josh's fight, when we took that walk to go and get that food and stuff like that, just the way you were talking and the way you were coming across to me, it was like you were hungry. You were not taking the sport serious now, because you've always took the sport serious, but it felt to me that you've just sort of like had that little wake up call, like, you know what, short career, I want to be what I want to be. I'm 23, 24. The time is now to just put everything 100% into the sport before I get out. That's what I felt. Is that how you're feeling?
Oh, 100%. And like you say, as you know, I've always trained hard, extremely hard, things like that. And you saying you feel like there was something different there, and there is 100%. I agree. And the thing for me is, it's just I'm so much more knowledgeable, more experienced. I've done things wrong. I've done things right. And it's just I wouldn't change the things that I've done wrong, like in terms of making weight the wrong way, fueling my body the wrong way. And it wasn't due to me just being like no disciplined or anything like that. It was just I didn't know. I was unknown to all this stuff, and I always use the phrase, Ben's used the phrase with me, you don't know what you don't know, and it's so true. And now that with the experience I've gained and all the bad times I have been through, that's why I'm in such a good place just now. And I appreciate everything. I know how close I'm within touching distance of life-changing opportunities, and there's no way I'm going to jeopardise or do anything that's going to delay my chances of getting my hands on them world titles and things like that. So that's why I'm just totally living the life constantly. I will just to use the phrase training camp, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, this and that, which I'm going to be honest, I was guilty for that. I would rely on the 8 to 10 weeks to get fit and everything like that. And I don't believe in that now. It's a lifestyle for me, 24/7. It's a lifestyle. I'll fight. Yes, I'll rest. But boxing's still on my mind. Obviously, there's a switch off button that I need to push, which I do. Enjoy time, spend time with my family. But in terms of being just sensible with nutrition, things like that after the fight, that's why this is a lifestyle for me, and it's no training camps or anything like that. I'm constantly improving. If I've fought and I'm not in training camp, I'm not down with Ben, I'm up the gym in Edinburgh, still training away, still watching videos, still studying. I've never ever done that before, and that's obviously thanks to Ben Davison, Lee Riley, everyone down here at MTK Performance. They've given me a whole new lease of life, and really got me loving boxing now. And what a difference it's made to me as a person, my life, everything is just so much more positive around me, and it's all due to my boxing, to be fair.
This is the grand fight. All going well. You get the performance. You said there are devastating performances on the cards. You do the business August 6th. Is that you ready for knocking on the door to these fringe world level fighters, these world fighters, these world sort of like, not world champions, but those sort of like, you know how you get them gatekeepers, those ex-world champions, the world champions, the world level fighters that are on the fringe of the world fight. Are you ready for them after this fight?
100%. I know after this fight, I'm ready now. This fight's going to prove that again. It's one of them, like you say, it's that fringe world level. I'm there, I can feel it. I'm in touching distance, like I said. I'm improving every single training camp, every camp I'm coming down here, and the sparring's just getting better. I'm getting stronger, better. Like I said, more knowledgeable. Just knowing my body as well, like knowing what I need to do, and what a difference it's made to my performance in the gym. And I think obviously fight night, people are going to see that again. And going back to what you said there about the fringe world level, yeah, of course. And I think the fighters like you're on about there, without calling anybody out, like I think like the likes of Paul Butlers and stuff, the names like that, that's the type of guys that I'm wanting to be fighting when I come through this fight. Final eliminator could easily be with Paul Butler. He's former world champion. He's ranked high with organisations. I'm ranked high myself. We're both TK fighters, so that could potentially be a final eliminator for the world title. There's a couple other guys out there that I wouldn't mind testing myself against. I believe I can beat them all. It's just patience, listen to my team, and it'll come. I'm just I think I would be ready to challenge for a world title now if I wasn't so unlucky with the crop of talent that's got the belts just now at 118.
Casemiro, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's a lot easier opportunities to win world titles than fighting one of them guys. But that's not saying I'm waiting till they go or anything like that. I'll just do what my team says, and like I've said and made clear, I'll fight anybody. There's no guy I would turn a fight down when, and I mean that by the bottom of my heart, even the top, the best. I'm a fighter. I was born a fighter. I won't back down from nobody. So if that's who I need to challenge for when my team says so, then I'll be 100% ready and confident as well. But like you said, 10 fights, still young, learning, improving every single month, every single week I'm improving. So it's exciting, and I'm really, really excited to see where I'll be probably 12 months from now. It's going to be exciting. I feel like I'm going to be in a really, really good position.
Talk about excitement. You're fighting on the FÉILE. I was lucky enough to be there 2 years ago. The atmosphere and that outside in the park and stuff like that was tremendous and stuff like that. So how are you feeling fighting on a huge event like that, the FÉILE Festival over in Belfast?
Buzzing. I would actually, I would be getting ready to weigh in tomorrow out in Kazakhstan. If we'd went ahead with that July fight, fortunate enough for me, my team, like I said, MTK, the best in the business, managed to get me a better spot, better opportunity on this card in Belfast, and I'm really excited. I've always wanted to go over to Belfast and fight. Again, we've been starved of these big nights, crowds for so long now. We've all had a really challenging 12, 18 months. It's just, I cannot wait to get back in there, and what better way to do it with a sold out crowd outdoor in the summer. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm grateful, and I'm going to soak it up and enjoy it.
Definitely. LeGrand, man, what kind of, you said a devastating performance. I mean, like you said, they're the Belfast crowd. They're very, very boxing. They know they're boxing. They're knowledgeable with the sport and stuff like that. And they love kind of like that Mexican sort of feel about it, man. They love to see a great performance and stuff like that. So can you knock this guy out?
Yeah, I'm confident. Yep, I really am. The way I'm performing in the gym, we're still just over 4 weeks out. I'm absolutely flying. I could fight this weekend. I really could. Sparring, getting some good sparring in, heavier guys, bigger guys. And I just think there's anybody at 118 pounds, anybody in the whole world is going to struggle with a fully prepared Lee McGregor. I really believe that. My strength, my physical strength, but not just that. Like, I think a lot of people are blind to my boxing brain as well. I'm smart, and I'm getting smarter every single week as well. There's thoughts behind what I'm doing, whereas before there wasn't. I'm doing everything for a reason now, and like I said, I'm studying fighters. No secret, Canelo's my favourite fighter. I'm constantly watching him, trying to improve myself. I think he's the best. Going forward, what he is, he's like a aggressive counter puncher, and I feel like that's sort of the way I'm performing, and the sort of style that I'm grasping just now. And I think people are going to see an even better version of myself than what they've seen back in March. Although it was short, there was improvements, and people seen that. Hopefully we maybe get a bit more time to see them improvements. But like I said, I won't be surprised if sort of, obviously maybe not as early as that, but I wouldn't be surprised if the repeat happens again, because I'm performing that well, I'm feeling that strong, I'm feeling that good. Going about it the right way, I should deal with this guy comfortably.
I just want to go back to Vegas then. I mean, when you watch Josh Taylor become undisputed and stuff like that, I know how I felt, but I'm not a fighter. But I'd imagine if I was a fighter, like, I would look at what Josh did as a Scotsman as well. I'd be like, you know what? I can't wait to get in that ring and be there for myself. Did you feel that? Did you feel like after watching Josh's ring? Because I can remember how you're probably more elated than me. You know what I mean? So when you watch Josh, man, how much did you step back and think to yourself, you know what? That's giving me more inspiration, more desire to get to that spot now. So I'm going to go home training as hard as I can to get where Josh is. Did you feel that when you saw Josh win that them titles?
No, in that moment in time, because I was just totally... the adrenaline buzz that I got from it was just unbelievable, and it was a feeling that I've never really experienced before. So no, really at that time. But then once it had sunk in and that, and we were coming back home, and obviously the private jet and all that, Edinburgh, I was like, this is like unbelievable stuff. And of course, if that doesn't motivate you, then what's not gonna? So yeah, it's given me that hunger. Just the fact of being over there, obviously so grateful to be over there. Unfortunately, I didn't get to fight, which I was meant to be, but just even being there and everything like that, I'm actually glad that I didn't end up fighting, because of how that night was, and that was Josh's night, and I'm just glad to have been a part of it. But I want to have my nights out there, I really do, and that's given me the hunger for it. The fact he got his whole team over there, like a couple of his mates and that, and I want to do the exact same. I want to change my mates' lives, my brothers' lives, and bring all them over with me, staying in a big luxury house for 4 or 5 weeks, living the life, and living a dream, really. And that's what I want to do. And that, like, of course, it's given me that hunger, and I've come back, and I've not stopped training. Even after my fight in March, when I beat Kareem Griffey. There was no breaks.
Who's the muscle man that just walked by?
I was Lee Wood, and so there was no there was no breaks. It was straight back to work because I'm hungry, and like I said, it's lifestyle now, and I'm not going to stop until I achieve my dreams.
Definitely. Well, Lee, listen, big fight in Belfast coming up. I'll be there, mate. Obviously, I'll get a good chat with you out there when we're both over in Belfast. But like I say, keep training hard, mate. I see you on Instagram doing your thing, man. So keep doing it, and I'll see you in 4 or 5 weeks, mate. So stick in, brother.
Fingers crossed. There's no disruptions or any cancellations this time, and we get in there first time lucky this time.
Definitely. Well, fingers crossed, mate. I want to keep my toes.
Nice one,
brother, man. Stay safe. Cheers, Lee.
Cheers, Andy. I'll speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon, mate.
Thanks.
Bye.